Hey, my name is Bhavani Kola. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, this channel is all about educational tools, tips, and technology. So if you don't want to miss out on all the fun, please make sure you subscribe. YouTube tells me that 90% of my viewers are not subscribing to my channel. Leave a comment in the comment section below. How can I improve and win your subscription? Had some great time at TCA, presented on empowering every student with Microsoft accessibility tools, had an opportunity to meet amazing, passionate educators and some of my YouTube friends. In today's video, I will be demonstrating how to change your audio settings inside OBS so you can sound professional without editing or even expensive hardware. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. So here I am in my OBS. The first thing I want to do is to add a scene collection, a brand new scene collection, so I can start from the scratch and show you how things are done. I just want to remind viewers that I'm not using OBS to record this, so you might hear some kind of noise distortion in the background. So let's go ahead and click on scene collection, click on new. I'm going to name it OBS. Why not? I'm going to click OK. And I'm going to click on file because I want to make sure I start with my audio settings first. So file, settings, and audio. Make sure that your global audio devices are all completely disabled. I repeat, make sure that your global audio devices are all completely disabled. And in your general, your sample rate is 44.1 kilohertz and your channel is stereo. Once this is done, let's go ahead and click OK. And now let's go ahead and manually add our audio device. But before I do that, let me quickly add my video and be right back. Now that I have added my video, let's go ahead and add our audio capture device. If you can look into my audio mixer, you do see a line there with green, yellow, and red, but there's no activity in my volume meter because I have disabled all my global audio devices. This is a good practice to add your own audio capture so you have complete control over which microphone you will be using. I'm going to click on the plus sign, I'm going to click on audio input capture, and I'm going to name it Yeti just because it's a Yeti microphone, and I'm going to click OK. And as soon as I click OK, the default is Yeti here, but I'm going to go ahead and select and make sure that is my Yeti microphone, and I'm going to click OK. And now you see that in my volume meter, you see three colors, green, yellow, and red. And every time I speak really loud, the Yeti microphone is going crazy and the red one kind of pops up. It's peeking into the red zone. So let's talk about the three zones in my volume meter, which is green, yellow, and red. Just like your traffic signal, green kind of lights up every time there is some kind of noise. Yellow is like your soft or sweet spot where you should be. And red is your danger zone. So you try to avoid being in the red and you don't want to peak like I am doing. As you can see right now, if you look closer, I'm peaking. But there will be instances if you are like me, you get carried away with your presentation, whoop, you will peak into the red zone. So just to avoid all of this and just to make sure our audio sounds professional and high quality, let's go ahead into our filters. The first filter I will be using or I'll be showing is noise suppression. There are two filters, noise suppression or noise gate. You can use either one of them. We're going to talk in detail about each one of them. So let's go and talk about noise suppression first. To do that, I will click on this settings icon. As you can see, the more louder I speak, the microphone is going crazy here. I'm going to click on the settings. I'm going to click on filters. I'm going to click on the plus sign and I'm going to pick noise suppression. I'm not going to change the name. I'm just going to leave it the way it is. I'm going to click OK. And here you have RNN, good quality, more CPU usage. You want to consider noise suppression as something that will take away your background noise. This does a really good job. It's very effective, but not effective at large amount of background noises. Like if you're in a loud room or when I try to record in a rush hour when there are constantly cars passing by and I live close to airport and I have a lot of airplanes flying, noise suppression doesn't do a good job. But if you're in a small room and you have white noise, background noise like your PC fan or another environmental noises, this does a very effective job. Again, RNN is a high quality, but at the cost of a greater CPU usage. Speak I guess I'm saying it right. The next method is speak, which is low CPU usage. Speak is configurable. So let's go ahead and take a look at speak. Again, RNN, you cannot configure it. Speak, you can. And you can see if I move to the right hand side, your suppression is 0 decibel. That means you're not using your suppression, noise suppression at all. And if I move to the left hand side, your suppression level kind of increases. Again, keep in mind this might affect your voice as well. So make sure which one works the best for you. Try to look for the best one. The best way to look is adjust your suppression levels. Let me just make it to 36 and click close. And here I want you to focus on my volume meter. I'm going to completely shut up so you can see if there is any activity and if the noise suppression is doing its job. So beep. As you can see, I'm not speaking, but still there is some kind of activity going in the noise suppression. So for me, it doesn't work. Again, if you want to go ahead and adjust it, go back to your filters and increase your noise suppression. See which one works the best for you. Again, stop. It's still peaking. I have cars going around, so it's still peaking. So again, this is a quick example of how you can use noise suppression. For majority of the people, noise suppression does work. What I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this one and I'm going to add my favorite noise gate. Like the word itself tells you, it's noise gate. Instead of letting every little sound pass, a noise gate filter will completely mute your microphone. It's like a closing gate when the mic input goes below a certain decibel level and opens up or unmutes when the volume goes above a certain level. So once this is done, I usually don't mess with these, but you can try and see your attack time and your hold time. 25 milliseconds is pretty fast for me, and the hold time is 200 milliseconds, so that's pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and close this and then test if this is working instead of noise suppression. So close. Again, what I want you to focus is on my volume meter. When I'm completely going to shut up, I want to see if it's working. So zip. There you go. I have no activity in my volume meter. So noise gate does work for me. And as you can see, when I speak, my volume meter is going crazy and it's going bonkers because of all these variations in my speaking ability. So let's go ahead and add a couple of more filters so there is a smooth flow of audio. To do that, again, I'm going to click on the settings icon, click on filter, and I'm going to click on add. And here I'm adding a compressor. And I'm going to click OK. Now, noise suppression and noise gate kind of deal with the background noise. Compressor is used to enhance your voice. So the previous ones deal with cutting off the unwanted sound, and compressor is for enhancing your sound. So what it does is, let's take a look at the two main options here, which is attack and release time. Attack and release speak the frequency of compressor. How quickly the compressor kicks in after passing the threshold is determined by the attack, and its default setting is 6 milliseconds. That's quite fast, but if you feel you need it faster, go ahead and do that. Release determines how quickly the compressor deactivates after your voice returns to a threshold. So 60 milliseconds is again very fast for me. But if you want to go ahead and play with it, please feel free to. These are the two main things that I try to play around. Usually these work perfectly fine for me, so I leave them the way it is. And I'm going to click close. And now you can see that when I speak, the compressor is making sure it compresses everything and makes it uniform. And you see that my volume meter is not going bonkers into the red zone. You want to make sure that it doesn't completely become red. That means there is a peak in the way you speak. And now you see, even if I'm speaking really high, the volume meter is not going into the red zone, which is really good. And now let's go ahead and add one more, because sometimes I do tend to get really excited and I talk really loud. What I want to add right now is a limiter, because if you are a person like me who talk a lot and who get excited a lot, limiter is a good check for you so your volume doesn't go beyond a certain threshold. And you want it always to be under -3 decibels. You don't want it to go beyond that. So let me go ahead and click on my settings, click on filter, click on plus sign, and here I want to add a limiter, and I'm going to click OK. And here I'm going to change it to 3 decibels, and I'm going to click close. That way I don't have to check if my volume meter is going crazy or no. No matter how loud I speak, it's still going to make sure it limits that to 3 decibels. And one last thing I want to add to my OBS audio settings is gain. So when I'm speaking, I'm pretty loud, so I don't need a gain. But if you speak really low and you want your volume meter to be at that 3 decibels around. So when I'm speaking right now, let me speak in a calm tone here when I'm presenting. Let me just say, hey, my name is Bhavani Kola. Welcome back to my channel. In today's session, while I'm speaking, I'm also looking at my volume meter to see where my volume is. And I'm looking at it and I see that I am probably, let me just say I'm 2 decibels below because I'm not completely at 3. What I'm going to show right now is I'm going to go ahead and add a gain. I'm going to click on filters, click on plus sign, and going to add a gain. And I'm going to click OK. Let me add 3 decibels gain so I can show you what happens. And let's come back and change it. So I'm going to add 3 decibels by moving this to the right, and I'm going to click close. And now when I speak, as you can see, it's going way too much into it. But because of my limiter, it is not passing that -3 decibels most of the time. So talk and see where you are. You want to be somewhere around 3 decibels. And if you think you are at 5, 4, 3, go ahead and add that gain. As you can see, when I'm speaking, it's spiking up. That means my gain is too high. So let me go back into my filters and click on my gain. I'm going to move this to the side and I'm going to reduce my gain to 1. There you go. I'm just going to type it in. 1 decibel. But if you want to reduce your gain, you can do that as well by moving it completely to the left hand side. Now I've changed it to 1 decibel and now I'm speaking and I'm trying to see if I'm peaking. Okay, maybe you got confused. I am speaking really loud and I'm trying to see if I'm peaking in my volume meter. And no matter how loud I speak, I'm still not peaking into the red zone. So these are the settings that I use, and the audio quality is pretty good. I really enjoy this, and these work for me. Again, these are my settings. It doesn't mean they work for you. I highly recommend going back and forth, playing with them and seeing that you don't peak into the red zone as I just did. I should not be peaking into the red zone, so that means I have to reduce my gain. And I'm going to keep it to that point, and making sure when you don't talk, there is no activity in your volume meter. And when you talk really loud, you are not peaking like I did before. But right now I'm not. You see that I am not going beyond the -3 decibels. That means I'm perfectly good. The compressor is working, the noise gate is working, the limiter is working, and the gain is working. Again, be very careful with the gain. You might want to move up and down depending on how loud or how low your volume is. Again, I want to remind my viewers, I'm not using OBS to record this, so you will see a noise distortion in my audio, but I will try to use Adobe and clean it up. So close this, and here it is. Absolutely shut up. No activity. And when I'm really loud, I'm still not peaking, so that means I am good. This is how your audio sounds like when you use those 4 filters inside your OBS, which are your noise gate, your compressor, your limiter, and your gain. As you can see, this is so professional and high quality. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned how to make or how to change your audio settings and make your audio quality sound like a professional audio quality. If you did, please make sure you like and subscribe. And if you think it's worth sharing, please go ahead and do so, because there are educators and gamers who are struggling with their audio quality. Did you know we now have a Facebook page where you can connect with me and exchange educational thoughts? I'll leave a link in the description box below for Microsoft Teams, Canvas, and technology playlists. Do not forget to check them out. And please leave a comment in the comment section below. What other filters do you use for OBS, your audio or video? Maybe I can do a video on that next. Like always, happy teaching, and please take care of yourself. And wait, if you're a gamer, happy gaming, enjoy your games, and I hope my kids are not watching this video because they will use this against me.